guys, it's Ren. So I'm finally getting around to this, and I'm wanting to do this for weeks now. So you guys have been asking me, like, what do I use for my foundation now? And like in some of the last videos, some people were asking me like, oh, your skin looks great, what are you using? So today I'm going to show you my summer foundation routine, which is a lot different from my regular foundation routine just because I'm not using all like the same products and stuff. So I just wanted to show you what I did on my skin. And right now there's no makeup on it. This is just how it looks after I've washed it. So yeah, let's just get to the tutorial. Alright, so I've already washed and moisturized my face, and the moisturizer that I use is the Jergens Natural Glow Healthy Complexion Daily Facial Moisturizer. And this is just like the regular Jergens moisturizers for all of your body, except this one comes in a smaller packaging and it doesn't have any sparkles. You can just put it on your face and it just gives you nice color. And I just use this because my facial skin tone is a lot lighter than the rest of my body, and because I always wear a full face of makeup, so I don't get really that much color on it from the sun or anything. So now I'm just going to prime my face, and I'm using my Smashbox Photo Finish Light Primer, and this is also an oil-free primer, so this will make it so that you're getting a nice coverage for holding your foundation, but it's oil-free, so it won't make your skin overly oily in the hot summer sun. So I'm just going to squeeze about that much onto my finger, just like that. I'm just going to dab it onto parts of my face. And then I'm going to smooth it into my skin. What I love about this primer is just the way it feels on my skin. It just feels so good and so smooth and soft, and it really feels like it's getting in there and it's creating a barrier on your skin so that it will hold the makeup and make it more long-lasting. So after you've let your primer set for just a little bit, mine's kind of set into my skin now, I'm going to move on to my foundation, and I'm not using an actual foundation. I'm now using a tinted moisturizer. So this is the xoxo Radiant Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 15, and I got this at Target, and I absolutely love it. It gives really great pigmentation, it feels really good on the skin, and I just really like how it works. And it was only around like $10 at Target. So it's a really good deal, and the shade that I have is beige. And I don't think it has a lot of variety color-wise, but you can probably like get ones and mix it up to match your skin tone. But I think it's mostly focused for people who have light to medium skin tones, not anything for anything like darker, like to African American skin tones. So it's a little bit less variety, but I still like it. So I just squeeze some on the back of my hand. I do about a pea size. And then I will take my foundation brush just like this one, just dab it in there, and I will do downward strokes all over my face. So I'll just do this all over, trying to get an even layer all over my skin. I don't want to pile on too much because tinted moisturizer, since it is a moisturizer, sometimes it will run a little bit more since it has a bit of less hold than a foundation. So if you pile on excess in different areas, it's going to start to become uneven, and when it's going to get patchy. And this is just something that I've always found happen to me when I use tinted moisturizer. So it's really important to remember that you need to do it very evenly. And also by doing downward strokes, you are working with the hairs on your face, and you're not going against them, so it's getting into the skin, it's not getting on top of the hairs. Okay, so now I'm done with my tinted moisturizer. I also worked it down my neck so that it blended into my chest down here. So now I'm going to move on to my concealer, and I am using the xoxo concealer palette, and this is in Hidden Agenda number 7. So this is just a basic kind of concealer palette. On the top, it has a light concealer and then a dark concealer. Then down here it has a green tinted concealer for red spots, and then a translucent powder to go over the concealer to set it. So I'm just going to start by mixing the light and the dark concealers, and I'm going to pat this under my eyes. And with this concealer palette, it lets you kind of mix it to match your skin tone, which is really cool. And it also has a really, really good coverage. And I've only been trying this for a short amount of time, and I absolutely love the coverage on it. Like, so I've already put it onto just one eye, and I can already tell, and I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I can already tell that the darkness under my eyes is just gone over here, and I've kind of lightened it up. So I'm just gonna do it again on this eye. And by doing it in a patting motion, this is gonna make it even and kind of just blend into the skin. And by using your finger too, it's gonna warm up the concealer so it blends in more easily and it's not just sticking to your skin. I'm just gonna set it with a little bit of the powder. Just gonna use my middle finger and just pat that on right over top. And this palette is so perfect for just on-the-go little fixes or anything like that. I think it's just perfect. I'm going to go back and take the dark one, and I'm going to dot this over my eyebrows, which have a little bit of redness to them. So I'm just going to put them over there, and also in between my eyebrows as well. Okay. Then I'm going to also take some of it and put it onto my nose, which has a tendency to get very red, especially in the summertime, because it will get very easily burned if I'm in hot places. And I'll just set that with the concealer or the powder. Okay, and then the next place I'm going to conceal with these concealers, with the mix of these two different ones, I'm going to put this also onto my lids. So I'm going to mix the light and the medium again, and I'm going to put this onto my eyelids. So this is really great because sometimes my eyelids get a bit red and you can see some of the little veins in them. So I just like to conceal them to make them just kind of more smoothed out. And it's also a great trick to use a concealer also as a eyeshadow primer or a base for your eyeshadow. If you don't have any primers or bases, they're really good to use because concealers will have powder stick to them, and that's why you always set a concealer with a powder. I'm going to take the powder in my finger, just put that on. Okay. So now I'm going to go back and use that kind of greeny color, and I'm going to use this on any acne scars that I have. So I'm going to dot it right on here, dotting it into the skin. Okay. And then I also have a few little pimples up here that I'm going to get. I'm just going to set it with the powder. Alrighty, so that's it for this little palette. I'm going to go back and use a different concealer for my cheeks because they have a bit of extra kind of blotchy redness to them. And I'm going to use my Maybelline Mineral Power Concealer, which is a liquid concealer like this. And I'm just going to dot it onto my cheeks and the red parts. Just like that. And then I'm going to smooth it in with my foundation brush. And again, I'm going to use downward strokes. And this just gives me some extra coverage for all that redness. Now I'm going to set all of this with a makeup setting spray. And I do this before I use my powder just because I want it to be kind of set, and then I want to make my powder to kind of matte it out. So I use the MAC Fix Plus makeup spray, and this also gives a really nice kind of glow to your skin, so it's really nice. So I'm just going to spray this all over. Okay, just all over my skin. So now I'm going to take my big stippling brush and I'm going to stipple it into the skin. And I do this just because since I've sprayed it all over my face, some parts of my face will get a little bit more of the spray onto it, and if it dries just in a big spot of water, it will create a discolored spot on my face, which I do not want. And also by doing this, it's going to get that all over kind of glow to my skin. So now I'm going to set some areas with my powder, and I'm using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, and the shade that I have is medium dark. I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush, just like this one, and I'm going to put this onto any areas that I don't want to get overly shiny. So I'm going to focus this on my forehead, on my nose, put it on my eyes, and kind of making sure they get a little bit underneath the eyes, around my mouth and my chin, and my jawline, and then also on my neck. And I stay away from the cheeks just because I want them to kind of get that kind of glow that the MAC Fix Plus gave them, but I want all these areas to stay matte and I don't want them to get oily, so setting with the powder really helps. Now I'm basically done with my face. I'm just going to go on and do my eyebrows really quick. So first I'm just going to groom them with this little brush. Ooh! And this is just going to kind of group the eyebrows together. Okay. Now I'm going to go over with this little CoverGirl eyebrow pencil that I got a while ago. Just kind of fill in any sparse areas. By filling in your eyebrows, even if you do have darkened eyebrows, this just helps kind of make them just a little bit bolder so they stand out on your face and don't get lost in all of your makeup. I like to have my eyebrows stand out just a bit so they're not, when I do a more natural look, that they're not just kind of falling back into my skin. So now I'm just going to set them with a clear mascara / a brow setting gel, and this is the Maybelline Great Lash. And it's just the clear, I am dropping things today, but it's just the clear transparent formula. And you could also use a brow gel, but this one is recommended to use on your brows as well, so that I just try it out. So it just has a brush about this big. It's about the right size for an eyebrow. So I'm just going to brush it into the hairs. And this is going to set the color and set them in place. Okay. So then you just got to dry for a little bit. So you just want to wait a little bit until you start your eye makeup just so that they won't budge and they won't get all messed up. But this just really helps to hold them in place for the rest of the day. Alright, well that is my summer foundation routine and also how I do my eyebrows in the summer. So I really hope you liked it, and I will be back with some more makeup looks soon. I'm so glad I finally got to show you guys this tutorial because I love to show you kind of what I do all over my face because I don't really include it in my makeup tutorials a lot. So I hope you liked it, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!